people are compelled, like it's like magnetic, and I don't think it's what we actually expect. So one of the things that's been plaguing my mind ever since watching the movie Soul was, what actually was 22's spark? How did she actually find it? We all were over here bawling our eyes out when Joe found the meaning of life and 22 finally could go back to Earth. So I want to explore it. Let's investigate.
A unique and individual personality.
I'm a manipulative megalomaniac who's intensely opportunistic.
Oh, this one might be a handful.
I love that one.
What goes in this spot? Well, these souls need their spark. And just what is this spark?
I've had thousands of mentors who failed and now hate me. Mother Teresa.
I have compassion for every soul, except you.
Muhammad Ali.
You are the greatest! Pain in the butt!
Marie Antoinette.
Nobody can help you. Nobody.
Yeah, she was so smug, but also kind of iconic. Not even a little bit of what they did moved her so that she could get her spark. Not even a little bit.
Not worth the trouble.
Come on, don't you want to fill out your past?
You know, I'm comfortable up here. I have my routine. I float in mist. I do my Sudoku puzzles. And then like once a week, they make me come to one of these youth seminars.
Oof. That moment stood out to me because of all this talk of like 22's not living her life. She's got to get her spark to go to Earth. They sure did mention that she lives a regular everyday routine and then says it's not great, but I know what to expect. And it kind of stands out because it's like, well, of course she didn't.
Give me that badge. I'm going back to my body.
Unless it becomes an Earth pass, I'm stuck with it.
Come on, I know all about sparks because mine is piano.
Oh, so Joe thinks his spark is piano. Interesting, because I would have thought it was jazz in general, but piano.
Nothing at all?
Well, no, not jazz, just music. I don't like music sounds. Feels like a little too much.
Feels like a little too much. Tough crowd. Okay, so when I did my soul video on ego traps, we got to the end of it and it kind of came down to like the power of presence and stuff. And while it was a significant part of the movie, I don't think that's what spark is. I don't know. Played basketball, but he's playing basketball with the other soul, so that's really weird.
Congratulations.
All these other people seem like they're finding their spark very easy.
Isn't this exciting?
The fire is so pretty. I kind of want to let it spread.
Nope.
Trying to put out fires. I guess maybe that puts her in service. Didn't find her spark being in service of others. Painting.
How about a librarian? They're cool.
Yes, amazing.
Or being a librarian.
You're always in danger of losing due to budget cuts. Meh. Meh. Meh.
And she's trying. It seems like there's parts of these things that she does like.
Meh. Meh.
So it's not even like even induced by adrenaline.
You told me you tried.
I did. What can I say, Joe? Earth is boring.
Well, what else can we do then?
Maybe that is part of the problem. She's looking for like excitement.
Joe, I have been here for who knows how long, and I've never seen anything that's made me want to live. Life is sad and pathetic, and you're working so hard to get back to it.
Anything that's made me want to live, which is interesting because if the spark was just something that makes you want to live, it couldn't be just basketball or piano or just one thing. I feel like, I don't know.
What is that?
One thing I never understood in this movie is why the lost souls will come attack you. Like, I thought they were just gonna be like little sad monsters walking around.
Moonwind, how are you?
On the brink of madness, thanks for asking.
I'm trying to get back to my body. Can you help me?
That's what we do. We are the Mystics Without Borders, devoted to helping the lost souls of Earth find their way.
She knew these people, the Mystics Without Borders, who are actually still like alive, incarnated, actively, and even that didn't like trigger her spark.
Some people just can't let go of their own anxieties and obsessions, leaving them lost and disconnected from life, and this is the result.
The lost souls part in the movie overall is such an important part. The fact that they kind of get weighed down, like from the same area the flow state in, is crazy. And that direct contrast with people in the flow state, like they're in the same area, right? So it feels like it's the same wavelength, like frequency.
What am I doing with my life?
Oh my God. Have you ever felt like a lost soul? Because I have personally.
thought you hated Earth.
Yeah, I'm not stuck with a body, so I can go wherever I want. I'm a nobody, get it?
And she's funny. She's an icon.
So many of them.
Lost souls are not that different from those in the zone.
Oh, I forgot about this part.
When that joy becomes an obsession, one becomes disconnected from life.
So that's how you become a lost soul here.
Breathe into your crown chakra.
My time!
Wait, not me!
I'm back! What the?
Okay, so now 22's in Joe's body, and Joe is in the cat's body, which kind of allows him to become the observer of his own life.
I can't believe I'm in a body on this hellish planet.
She's absolutely disgusted by this. So it's probably not her being in the body, like her living life, that was her spark.
It's so good. Sus.
I feel that way about pizza too. Exactly that same way. 'Cause at first I did think that little reaction right there, like when it came to the food, was her getting her spark. Then as I kept watching, I was like, maybe not.
The time.
Of course. Like my mentor George Orwell used to say, state-sponsored education is like the rattling of a stick inside a swill bucket.
Yeah.
What she mean? Yeah.
I'd rather hang with Connie. Wow, you really love this.
Yeah.
And for a second, I think it was easy to think maybe it's also music because of how interested she was in Connie and Connie's love for trombone. But I kind of just think she saw Connie as like a mirror for herself, to really inspire her to dig deeper.
Chainsaw.
Don't move.
I'm not moving, you're moving.
I just appreciate the hair in this movie so much.
Suit yourself. You're the boss.
I am?
When you're in this chair, yeah, you are.
So, can I have one of those?
Sure, Joe.
Yeah. She's such a foodie.
By the time I got to mentor number 266, I was seriously asking, like, what is all the fuss about? Like, is all this living really worth dying for? You know what I mean?
This is the other part that made me really like open my eyes up wide. People are compelled to like watch. And I felt like that was also kind of like a theme with Connie and her, I guess, trombone. And then everyone else in the flow state. It just felt like there was a consistent theme of people gathering around and watching while someone was in their flow state. Like it's like magnetic, you know? And she's in the chair as Joe, but she's talking as 22, and like people just cannot look away. And her eyes are closed and she's just yapping, 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 gabbing, gabbing, gabbing. And so this is where I started to really consider like if her spark had something to do with that.
I'll take one of those. I wouldn't call myself stuck, but I never planned on cutting heads for a living. I wanted to be a veterinarian.
That's too bad. You're stuck as a barber and now you're unhappy.
Whoa, slow your roll there, Joe.
She said, oh, now you're unhappy.
I'm happy as a clam, my man. Not everyone can be Charles Drew and getting blood transfusions.
Or me, playing piano with Dorothea Williams.
Anyone could play in a band if they wanted to.
Just bring other people down so they can make
Exactly.
themselves feel better.
I get it. He's just criticizing me to cover up the pain of his own failed dreams.
How true love and being. He's what I've heard music before, but I've never felt like this inside.
Okay, because she said she's heard music before, but she's never felt like this inside. And she didn't say that when she was listening to Connie play the trombone. This is like a completely new development. And I think that's maybe because she's like finally almost kind of rooting into Joe's body because maybe she's already found her spark.
I can't be truthful with you because it seems like no matter what I do, you disapprove.
Look, I know you love playing.
Then how come, except for church, you're the happiest when I don't?
Also, this scene is really weird where he's talking to his mom and he's pleading his case, I guess. But 22 is in his body, but all those mannerisms are like literally him. I mean, I guess maybe they were before. But that camera pan over like from one shoulder to another, which was like one of my favorite shots, by the way. He feels like he's fully in this, expressing himself to her.
I'm just afraid that if I died today, that my life would have amounted to nothing.
The impact of that scene needed that. His voice with his face.
Oh, that was amazing. You know what that felt like? It felt like jazz.
Yeah, you were jazzing.
Okay.
Even though they don't explicitly say what spark is, they keep alluding to it. So in this scene, he said, ugh, you know what that felt like? That felt like jazz. It feels like that expression. That's the part that's keeps coming up. Like jazz feels like that flow state, but also that felt like jazz.
What'd you think of Earth anyway?
Look at what I found.
She's been collecting things all day.
This is my only chance to find my spark.
22, you're only loving this stuff because you're in my body.
No. I'm in the chair.
And maybe that was the final moment the spark set in. I just thought it was iconic that they highlighted the moment that she decided that she was the boss.
Gotcha. I was gonna play with Dorothea Williams.
I was about to find my spark.
Find your
You
spark, not
promised.
you. You cheated.
Yeah, cheater.
22 got her pass?
Oh, the baby. She got her pass.
You can't be sure why my past changed.
Think about it. You hated music until you were in my body. You hated everything until you were me.
To be fair, she didn't hate it. She just found it uninspiring. Oh, well, no, she did hate some stuff. She definitely was a professional hater.
Because I have piano. It's what I was born to do. That's my spark.
A spark isn't a soul's purpose. Oh, you mentors and your passions, your purpose is your meanings of life.
Even though they don't tell us what a spark is, they definitely make sure that we know that it's not what we consider our purpose to be. It's not what we do. And it's so funny because everything they showed of other souls getting their earth pass, they were doing something in the Hall of Everything, or they were inspired by a person who did something great. It seemed like everyone in the U seminar had high credentials. And so it's kind of like a gut punch.
You play 100 shows and one of them is killer. You don't get many like tonight.
So, what happens next?
We come back tomorrow night and do it all again.
I thought I'd feel different.
This movie hit so many people because there's so many ways we can stack our future happiness on top of certain moments. Like, oh, I'll be happy, my life will begin. Like exactly like Joe did when I start this, or when I can play with Dorothea Williams. And even Dorothea Williams is like, look, you can play 100 shows and maybe you'll get one, like the night that we just had. Oof, everyone is checked out on this train. I love when they make a point without saying any words at all.
Find 22.
I'm afraid she's become a lost soul.
What?
I'll explain on the way.
That's one of my favorite movies with a message episode. Okay, it's long, it's wordy or whatever, and still in my old style, but that point of being in the flow state and it being a state of egolessness, just basically meaning that it's a time where you get out of your own way and you're just ultimately connected to yourself, is like one of my favorite comparisons ever. It's like what makes this Disney movie for me.
Joe Gardner?
And I'll just take that back.
You're not where you belong!
Ooh, crazy how her lost soul form got bigger when Terry was telling her that she's not where she belongs.
Not good enough. Nope. No, nothing. I just need to fill out that
22.
last box. You're dishonest. All you make are bad decisions. You are unwise and you won't make it. It's selfish. No one would ever want to be around you.
It's so... I'm having a thought. If Moonwind said that some of the things that we become obsessed with are also some of the things that can put us in our flow state, and hers is a lot of thoughts. Like, does that have something to do with what part of her spark may have been? If we had to narrow it down to a moment.
You'll never find your spark. You have no purpose.
Ugh, oh my gosh. As someone who struggles from thoughts like these, I feel seen. Also, him giving her the leaf was so important too, because it's basically in this whirlwind of thoughts, she's able to quiet them down because he reminds her of a time where she was very much present. I don't know, should we reframe? So how does 22 actually get her spark? We could say maybe it was joy. But for some reason, that feels too simple. We could also say maybe it was presence, her learning to be fully present in her body. That doesn't explain the other souls that found their spark at the youth seminar. While she did not find her purpose, and they even tell us spark is not your purpose, I think this combination of things actually does tell us what spark is. And I don't think it's what we actually expect. I think that spark has to be this combination of joy, but also presence, but also curiosity and giving yourself permission to express. I think it has to encompass all of those things, right? And it's also got to give you agency. Like the moment she said, I'm in the chair, it was Joe's body, but she took full responsibility for living. And so, if I had to put a name to what spark is in this movie, I think I would call it life force. And I think life force is just an energy, but it's that energy that makes you feel alive from the inside out. And I think it's the last thing you find before you go to earth in this movie, because it's what you need. It's what pulls you to feel like you're alive. Like, it's the last thing, because after that, there is nothing else. The only thing you want to do is experience. Your life force is what you connect to when you enter the flow state and you get your ego out the way. And it's also still present, even if you might be disconnected from it. You just have to do the work in finding it and actually recognize when you aren't connected to it, which is one of the hardest things in the world to recognize. Trust me. And 22 found that. It's what makes her an icon in my eyes. And that's exactly what I am living for right now, because I cannot tell you how many times I felt disconnected from my own life force and how many different transformations I've gone through. It's so hard to find that. And that is exactly what I am working on Patreon. So if you would be interested in that kind of thing, you can check that out. I'll leave it in the pinned comment. You can join for free, you can join paid, whatever floats your boat. Right now it's organized as collections. And if you liked hanging out with me watching this one, you might definitely like the one I did on Sinners. It's a little darker, but the message is really good. So I'll see you there. Bye.